Hey, everybody. It's Amy O with Life Redesigned, where we grow through what we go through. On today's training and podcast, we are talking about how to improve efficiency. Let's dive in. I've got 5 ways to help you improve efficiency at work and or in your business. How are you feeling right now about how efficient you are in your work? Are you feeling pretty slow? Are you feeling pretty confident that you're getting things done? How's it going? Let's dive in and look at number 1. The number one suggestion I have for you on how you can improve efficiency in the workplace or in your business is learning how to say no. Being efficient calls for a lot of energy. It calls for less multitasking, and it calls for us to be on our A game as much as possible. The more we overbook ourselves, the more we don't learn how to plan ahead and create time management and do all of those things, the more run down that we are going to be and the less efficient that we are. Also, the less efficient that we are, or the more run down that we are, the more distracted we are, and the more we kind of feed into feeding those distractions instead of starving the distractions, which lowers our efficiency, lowers our productivity, and all of the things. So the first one is you've got to learn how to say no in your life and in your business. And with business, that could mean ideas coming at you of things that people want to try that are new, that go against your why. You've got to learn how to say no, because you've got to be efficient. You've got to have tunnel vision to continue to focus on your why and what it is that you are doing. You cannot have distractions as you're moving for that. In your personal life, you've got to learn how to say no, because you need rest, you need reflection, you need power, you need to have certain time with family, whatever that looks like. You need all of that in your personal life so that you can be efficient in the workplace and in business. You need certain things in order to drive your efficiency as a business owner. So if you're coming in as a business owner and you're feeling, not efficient and you're not getting things done, what's going on? Is it your energy? Okay, let's take a look at it. Are you not getting enough sleep? If you're not, then you've got to prioritize your sleep. This goes back to our time management. What are you prioritizing? What is your plan for getting more sleep? How are you going to make that happen in your schedule? Okay. Does that mean you have to say no to certain things or certain things that you were doing before that you cannot do now? You don't have enough energy. What does that mean for your food that you're eating? Do you need to say no to certain foods that make you tired or aren't good in energy building for you? Or right? So really learning how to say no, and that could be such a broad thing to be able to think about and look at across the board for what it is that you're doing and how you're being efficient. The second way to increase your efficiency at work and in business is to create effective collaboration. Okay. So effective collaboration is not only are you creating collaboration, but it's got to be effective. How many times have you guys been in a and working as a team, or you've been in a group setting and you're on this project together, and the collaboration is like, there's no accountability, there's no communication, there's nobody leading it, the roles are not defined, right? And all of a sudden you've got this collaboration that isn't even effective because you're going into meeting after meeting after meeting, and then a meeting about a meeting, and the collaboration is not working. This is a waste of time for everybody. And again, goes back to our time management of like, this is not good time management. Poor time management equals poor efficiency. You have limited time as a business owner to get things done. You have got to create the efficiency within the collaboration. So within that brings us to 3 and 4. 3 being, be proactive in communication. So as the leader, if you are not in the collaboration team and you're setting your staff to do these things, all right, everybody, here's what's going on. We've got these 5 people in the group. This person is the leader. This person's going to take notes. This person is going to video. This person's going to be on the computer, and this person's going to be organizing. Everybody goes in with those clear expectations, which is number 4, and you come in being very proactive in communication. Okay. So this is not like, hey, I'm creating a group to really think about ideas to see how we can grow our business. Let me tell you something. It's not going to happen. Okay. Okay. Or it's not going to be I shouldn't say that. It's not going to be as efficient as what it would be is if you created some proactive communication. Can you create a Facebook chat group? We use Slack for our business. Can you create a Slack group so everyone's chatting in there? What is it that you can do to be proactive within the communication so that it can feed into effectiveness in the collaboration? Okay. So raise your hand if you're a manager or you're a business owner and if you created a team to do something and all of a sudden you go to check in and you're like, okay, well, like, what did you guys come up with? And they're like, well, I mean, I guess. And you're sitting there like, oh my gosh, I spent all this time putting this team together, doing this, doing XYZ, and nothing came out of this, right? Listen, you guys, I have been in business for 10 and a half years. Okay. We have done well over almost 7 figures in sales. And I am still learning this process. I'm still getting better and I'm still growing in it. And I learned this very early that it was like, people, when you own a business, the thing is, you're going to be the one that cares about it the most. Nobody's going to care about it like you do. Even though you think they will, they're just not. Nobody's going to care as clean it is, how efficient it runs, the collaborate. Nobody's going to care about that outcome more than you. So it's up to you to be proactive and to create these things. So if you don't create effective collaboration with everybody within that team, you're going to be tired. You're going to get frustrated. Your team is going to see that frustration. And then what happens is productivity goes down, work ethic goes down, frustration goes up, community separates, all of these things start to happen. Okay. So effective collaboration and making sure that your team is effective in whatever the task is that you assign them to do is very important. You stepping in to be proactive in the communication. Hey, I'm going to allow this team to do this. So again, assigning those roles. What are they going to talk about? Maybe if you're not in the collaboration of the team, maybe instead it's going to be maybe you're checking in the middle of them working on the project. Yeah. Which again brings us to 4 is setting those clear expectations. One of the greatest things that I learned in my business this far is how to set clear expectations. And I continue to check myself and I continue to learn when I don't, because things don't come out efficient and effective because I did those check marks in my mind. I didn't actually communicate it and I didn't set the clear expectations that I needed to. For example, you could say, hey, everybody, we're doing a Zoom staff meeting. Okay. You hold a Zoom staff meeting and that's all you say. Your expectation of that is people are showing up on camera. Maybe your expectation is that they're dressed nice. Maybe they're in a location on their computer where it's not moving. Maybe you expect them to be, interactive, et cetera, right? If you don't clear that expectation and proactively communicate that to you, will you have people that come on the Zoom in their pajamas with their camera off? Maybe they're eating dinner while they're right. So it's just something as simple. And then what happens is the information doesn't get to them. They're not listening. And now you're getting all these questions after your staff meeting going, oh my goodness, what did I use this time for? So things like, hey, everybody, just a reminder, our staff meeting is Friday from 6 to 8:30. Please bring something to drink. Pizza will be provided at 8 p.m. Don't forget to be on time because we will be starting to talk about this. Attached is the agenda, right? Attached will be the agenda right when you walk in. And please come ready to talk about A, B, and C, as we will be having open discussions and I'll be wanting to hear from the team about feedback and this and that about these 3 things. Is that clear? And could that be clear? And could that create a more effective work environment and a more effective staff meeting, right? So again, just really kind of like lumping all of those together is kind of looking back is like learning how to say no so that you can prioritize and so that you can work on your time management. It's creating effective collaboration and really understanding that the effectiveness is like that key word of what's really going to matter there. Being proactive in communication. So you are the person that needs to be proactive. You cannot expect other people to communicate like you when you are the business owner. I promise you, you can't. It's just not going to happen. You have to lead by example. You have to start first. You have to start collaborating. You have to start communicating. You have to do what it is that you want to see in them. That leads us to setting clear expectations for whatever is happening, whether it is an event, whether it is a meeting, whether it is a team project that you have, whether it is a staff evaluation, whether it is, whatever it might be. Those clear expectations are such an important piece to what it is that you're doing. Listen, this is a side note, if you aren't setting clear expectations when you hire people, go back and set those clear expectations. I once hired somebody for my front desk staff to work at my brick and mortar company, and she quit because she did not want to water flowers. And I never thought about it twice, but I was like, okay, so moving forward, this is a lesson learned. I have to make sure that I tell people that they have to water flowers. So what you hear in an interview from my front desk is everything from, are you okay with cleaning a toilet? Are you okay with mopping a floor? Are you okay with multitasking? Can you speak on the phone? I literally go through every single thing that they are going to have to do. Tell me what's going to happen when the phone rings, somebody walks in the door, and classes are getting let out, and somebody wants to purchase a sweatshirt. How are you going to handle that situation? It's the clear expectations of these are the things that are going to happen. These are the things that I'm going to expect from you. These are the things that you can expect from me. When you set that, boom, they expect it. They know it's going to happen. They know it's going to be there. That increases their productivity. It increases everybody's effectiveness, which builds your business, increases your morale, collectively solidifies your community, increases your sales, which increase your profit, and then gives you more time. The very last step I'm going to talk to you guys about today is my favorite step. As you all know, if you've been listening to me for a while, it is to evaluate. Okay. So how are you going to improve your efficiency? You're going to evaluate what you're doing. If you're not asking for feedback from everybody because you think every single system is great and it's always working and everything is just so great, what are you doing? What are you doing? Listen, and being open for almost 11 years, I'm not doing every single thing in my business right now. I'm not. How do I know that it's going well? I know that it went well when I was doing everything, but because of the amount of sales that we're doing and the people that I have in place, guess what? I've got to check in. I've got to make sure that everyone's being efficient and effective. And when I do that, I typically find things where I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on with this process? What is happening with this? I have times where it's like I'm catching things and I'm like, no, that's not our process. It's got to go here and it's got to be this. And oh my gosh, here's a gap. We've got to automate this. I thought it was this way, right? So you're constantly evaluating. And not only that, I'm constantly checking in with my clients. I'm constantly evaluating our process. So I'm looking at it going, okay, here's our numbers. Here's what it looks like. Here's what's going on. But I'm also constantly sending out sending out certain messages to my clients going, how was your experience? What did the parking lot look like? Were you greeted when you came in the door? Did you have an easy time finding the bathroom? How did it go? Did you know which studio room to go in? Did you get surprised by any financial, how was our communication? How would you rate this? Would you tell a friend? Would you come back here? Are you coming back here? How was your instructor? Were they kind? All of these things, because all of those things help me continuously be effective in running my business. How do I know? Because the thing is, something could be happening internally, and when you can't be everywhere as a business owner. You just can't. And as a staff member, you're not everywhere. You're doing a job that you were taught and trained to do, and the collaboration, right? The collaboration is what matters here. So we've got to make sure that the collaboration, that the effectiveness of the collaboration, that the communication and the expectations are all working together. Those things could be doing well individually, but are they working synergistically to create the best business practices and best business strategies possible? Okay, here is your homework. If you are running a business right now, I want you to evaluate. That's where I want you to start. I want you to kind of work your way from number 5 all the way back to number 1. Let's recap. Number 5 is evaluate. Number 4 is to set clear expectations. Number 3 is be proactive in communication. Number 2, create effective collaboration. And number 1 is learn how to say no. These are ways to become more effective in business or at the workplace. I want you to start with evaluation first and work your way backwards. Send me a message. I want you to let me know how it's going. Okay. I want you to let me know how you're feeling about these steps. If you're freaking out, if you're feeling like it's going good, if you have questions and you want my eval sheet, I'm happy to share that with you. Just say eval in the comments or give me say eval in the comments, and I'll make sure that I send over my evaluation sheet with you as well. All right, y'all, I'm signing off for the day. I will see you next week. Thanks for joining me today for another training in Life Redesigned, where we grow through what we go through. And I'm going to see you next week. Bye-bye.